Hello, how are you doing? Alright, today we're going to dedicate today's lesson to the grammar, completely to the grammar, because Jennifer stated that she had a problem in terms of adverbs of sequence. Indeed, she didn't state it intentionally or orally, but instead, by means of her organization in her speech, we just guessed that she had such kind of problem. Therefore, we're going to talk about the sequencing and how we need to order our statements in order to make it more meaningful to the people, and the people will not be distracted by the other information inside our complete content. All right. So today, first of all, I'd like to ask you a question about your favorite food. So who can tell me their favorite foods? Okay, meatballs, pizza, doner. All right, a Turkish kebab. But all of them seems like fast food or unhealthy foods, right? It gives you many calories and it produces some fat. Let's talk a little bit about, look at your handouts. So we have here some pictures, right? So 50 super healthy foods. Do you see those pictures? So in terms of the fruits, could you please tell me which fruits do you think that that are useful or super healthy? Yeah, of course, all of them, but could you please tell me based on the pictures, tell me the names of the fruits? Alright, apples, avocados, grapes, bananas, blueberries, oranges, so forth. Yeah, all of them, perfect. For the meat, chicken breast, and lamb, right? For lean beef. What's this one? Yeah, nuts and seeds in that category. Yeah, almonds, chia seeds, coconuts, walnuts. Yeah. So, as you said that you adore pizza, I'd like to ask you first of all how to make a pizza. Do you know how we make pizza? Do you have any idea? First of all, I'd like you to open up your classroom management system. And from there, I've sent you the video, and there was a video which is very funny, and you know the famous character, Mr. B, and his how to make a sandwich episode will be shown after 3 seconds. Let me just activate it through here. All right. Have you watched it? Have you watched it? So, could you please tell me what we have to do in order to make a sandwich? All right. So, first we need to mix the Nutella and banana together. Yeah. And just correct the order of the exercises here. Then, toast the slices of bread. Next, spread the mixture on toast. After that, put the sandwich in a pan with butter. And finally, we need to fry the sandwich. Right. So, did you notice that there are some words that are italicized and bolded and underlined, like first, then, next, after that, and finally? Those are the words, okay, that is showing us the order of the steps, which makes our speech in a systematic manner, so that it can be understood very easily from the side of our interlocutors. Alright, so why do we have to use it? Because it tells the order of the events in our communication process, either it's in the written form or in the oral form, it doesn't matter, and it eases and facilitates the communication process. That's why we need to use, it's very significant to use adverbs of sequence so that we can understand that what is the starting point, what is the additional point, and what is the final point in our communication. Okay, so before you came in the classroom, I've just written down these famous places: Stanley Park, Vancouver Aquarium, Daisy, Vancouver Hotel, Vancouver Art Gallery and Public Library, University of British Columbia, and Vancouver Airport. So do you remember these places? Last big excursion to Vancouver. So I'd like to ask you that you need to order them in terms of its sequence. That firstly we get to somewhere, secondly we get to somewhere, okay? And you'll be required to use first of all, secondly, next, afterwards, okay? These kinds of sequence words or adverb sequence in order to order these events and whatever we've done in our whatever we did in our journey, wherever we visited. All right, could you start from the right? Now, first of all, we landed to the Vancouver airport. Secondly, we checked in Vancouver. We checked in Daisy Vancouver Hotel. Next, we walked in the Stanley Park. Afterward, we visited Vancouver Aquarium. And then, or let's say subsequent to that, we paid a short visit to Vancouver Art Gallery and Public Library because we were out of town. And the next day, we spent the whole day at the University of British Columbia, its campus, and their friendly staff and students talked about what kind of opportunities and facilities are provided over to the students that are coming from other countries. Okay. So, I'd like now to tell you that what kinds of things that are going on in the let's say sequencing of the events. So first of all, we need to introduce the first point. Okay. So it is first. We can start with first, or first and foremost. Or we can say first of all, or in the first place, or firstly, and we can say at first. In the writing, I would suggest you to use initially, or to begin with, to start with. This is the first statement, and we need to exactly show that this is our first point. And then we need to add the other subsequent points. We can say after, afterwards, then, or its alteration, like thence, okay, or later, following this, next, or afterward. Or we can say additionally, in addition to this, or moreover, let's say incidental. These are additional points that we'd like to add to our system, the systematic approach. And lastly, okay, let's say we can use secondly, or second of all, in the second place, okay, next, following this, blah, 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 okay, so on and so forth. And we also have to clearly indicate that our last point also exists, okay, we can say last, but not least, or finally yet important, or as a final point, as my last point, okay? These are the conclusion points, okay? So in that case, our interlocutor, what does mean interlocutor? Interlocutor is the other person in the communication process. You are the main person and the other part is called interlocutor. Interlocutor will easily understand that you started explanation of something by means of this sequence word or connected word, and then you added some details here, and you concluded by means of these example sentences, these example words. Okay, you can see the rest of the words in your paper. Let's check it out.